All right. It is now 7 p.m. in Utah, which means it's 10 a.m. there in Singapore and 9, if I'm not wrong, 9 a.m. in Jakarta, which means it's time to start. And so once again, we're very happy about what we're going to be learning tonight. It's a very relevant topic at this time of year and something that a lot of us struggle with, which I know might be surprising, but I don't think there's very many people in the world, let alone in the group that will be listening today, that can say honestly that they don't have their goals or their habits tend to fall apart during the holidays. And so Winda is going to be helping us learn the different techniques, the different products we can use to help us maintain the progress and the momentum that we've gained throughout the year with the healthy habits that we've built and all the work we put into things. Before we turn the time over to Winda though, I do want to make a short announcement that some of you may have heard about already. And I'm sure that over the coming days and weeks, many of you will get a chance to meet our new regional sales director, Lily Lowe. So Lily is an super sharp and impressive person that we have brought on to replace me in this role of regional sales manager for Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei. Now, the reason for this, and I want just everyone to understand is, well, as you know, I'm here in the US. I'm here in Utah, and I've been here because Stuart has asked me to stay here to continue working on the UBT program, which some of you have heard about and are familiar with, but it's something that is very close to his heart, and he's having us focus on it and continue to develop it to get to the level he wants it to be at. And so that's something that's been taking too much of my time and physical location away from you. But all of you are people, and many of the others who are not here, that deserve to have excellent leadership right there with you, with their full undivided attention there to support you. And so in order to do that, we have brought on Lily, who has 20 years of experience in our industry, in working in other amazing companies that have helped change the world in different ways. She has an impressive track record. She's super sharp, and I'm excited for each of you to get chances to meet her among the coming weeks. Now, I do want to say that you won't be completely rid of me just like that. So sorry if you were getting too excited about having me be gone. I won't be involved so much in all of the different sales promotions or events that we do, but I will occasionally be still helping out. There's some people that I've been coaching or working with throughout the UBT program, and I just want them to know that that isn't necessarily going to change. I'm still here to help people build their business when they want to work directly with me. But Lily is the real person in charge these days, and you are in good hands. Very excited about it. Now, that announcement wasn't quite as quick as I'd hoped it would be. I kind of kept going. But let's get into what we came here for, to learn from our wonderful product specialist, product trainer, product expert, Winda, and then at the end, we'll come around for that Q&A. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sam. Okay. Aren't you all excited that holidays coming soon? Because I am. We will soon have a very long holiday. Maybe some of you have already got plans. During the holiday season, I'm pretty sure that there will be a lot of parties. And if you have plans for some of us who maybe won't be able to travel far. Maybe you have plans for a nice staycation near the country, or just go local, traveling around the cities, or maybe staying in a nice hotels, having relaxations without have to do anything. Or probably you already plan so much parties with your family, with your friends, hosting a feast at home, more party coming and more meetings coming with the acquaintance, with the colleagues, probably because it's been quite a long time. You haven't met with many people. Some of us have lockdown, the circuit breaker time, or maybe we just will stay at home doing nothing, relaxing during the holidays. This will be a quite long holiday, so we will spend more time relaxing at home probably, and usually after the holidays in New Year, new problem will come. Weight gain. Probably not just weight gain. Increased level of cholesterol, or probably uncontrolled blood glucose, increased number in your tension meter. So if you have hypertension, maybe you already not taking any medicine at all for the whole past 6 months, let's say. And then suddenly after the party, after the holidays, then you have to take another cholesterol pills or hypertension pills, and that will be a problem, of course. That kind of lifestyle, the weight gain, the physical inactivity, the uncontrolled sugar or lipid level in our blood, these are the cause of diseases that we call as non-communicable diseases. Commonly, people suffer from these two types. Either you have cardiovascular disease or the heart disease, heart problems, or the diabetes. If you have this kind of disease, this is called as metabolic disease. When you have hypertension or hyperlipidemia and got an insulin resistant, when you go check the doctors and doctors say you have fat in your liver or diabetes or anything, any clog in your blood vessels, then you have what is called as metabolic disease. Metabolic disease is also called as the lifestyle disease because it is not happening because of any genes that you have, any DNA that you have, but it can be caused also by the lifestyle that we have. So this is also a lifestyle disease. It happens because we don't have really good lifestyles. And in order to prevent this or to control this, we were suggested over and over again. Maybe you already heard this thing so much and get bored about it. The general guidelines to prevent the metabolic disease is firstly to eat healthy. But how healthy is eating healthy? The guidelines only say or advise us to eat healthy. Usually, healthy food consists of macronutrients. The first amount, some amount of complex carbohydrate, and then second, having extra proteins in your diet, and lastly, the macronutrient consists of fats. Of course, the fats are the healthy fats. Mostly healthy fats come from plants. So these are the micronutrients that eating healthy needs you to have every day. So complex carbohydrates could be definitely not bread, something that have more fibers. It could be the seeds or grains, and a healthy protein, of course, the lean proteins, the meat or nuts or seeds or legumes that doesn't have much fat on it. And yeah, as I said, the typical healthy fats come from plants. Eating healthy also needs micronutrients that we can get from consuming different types of fruits and vegetables. This food contains vitamins and minerals. So these vitamins and minerals are called as micronutrients. Another suggestion that eating healthy means eat more fruit and vegetables. This is true because fruits and vegetables contain phytochemicals. The phytochemicals are any chemicals found inside these plants that can help our body for metabolism. So the phytochemicals found in fruit and vegetables are used as a catalyst for different reactions in our body. Another general suggestion is to limit the intake of certain foods and drinks. Usually the type of food and drinks to be limited are foods and drinks that are high in sugar, high in fat, and limiting means you only take it one serve and only one time, but not every day. It means only occasionally, probably once a week or even once a month. Because these types of foods and drinks, they are high in calorie, but they are low in nutrients. So we call them as the empty calorie foods. This is the general suggestion in order to avoid or to prevent or maybe to control the metabolic disease that we have. But today, I'm going to share with you an extra recommendation or how we can eat better, how we can eat healthily, but not based on the general suggestion. This a bit unique. And if you think about yourself in front of the mirror and looking at your body shape, could you categorize yourself in which body type are you? Are you the ectomorph type, the mesomorph type, or the endomorph type? So when you look at yourself and thinking, oh, which type of body type I am? The ectomorph is usually lean and long limbs. You have lean and long limbs, the arms, the legs. You are pretty tall then. But most of the body type in the ectomorph doesn't have much muscle. So people with this body type, the ectomorph body type, is usually skinny. And for those of you who have a mesomorph body type, I think this is the most ideal one. You have good amount of muscle, good amount of fat in your body, not too much fat, and really nice build, looking a bit muscular. Usually this mesomorph body type also have high metabolism and muscle cell regeneration. So you can see some of the muscles definition in your arms probably, or on your abdomen, on your stomach. And if you are an endomorph type, usually people with this type have big build. There is no muscle definition visible in the body because the body tendently to store fat. So when you take measurement, the analysis, body analysis, usually the body fat percentage is pretty high. And Often for ladies, the body shape is a pear shape. So to be honest, I'm the endomorph type. So I have a pear-shaped body. It is really hard for me to burn fat and easy to store fat because it is the body characteristics and needs an extra effort when you want to maintain weight or you want to lose extra fat from the body. So which type are you? Because this different body type will affect the kinds of healthy diet that we need. First, I'm going to talk about the ectomorph type. People with ectomorph body type usually doesn't have much muscle in the body. So the diet will consist mostly of high protein food. And then for some weight gain, take some extra high energy snack, high protein snack, and still can have carbohydrates like pasta or bread or rice or any kinds of grains, the whole grains, and regularly have vegetables and fruits freely. Freely here means there is no certain limits for taking vegetables and fruits for the ectomorph body type, because ectomorph need to gain more muscle and maybe gain some extra weight. It is good also for the ectomorph body type to take a lot of water because the water helps with dilution of the nutrients and then sending all the nutrients in the whole body. So people with the ectomorph will need first the high protein meal and high protein snacks, the high energy, high protein snacks. Unicity can help people with this body type with some various products that are good for people with ectomorph body type. So increasing the body muscles will help the ectomorph to have a better build. Quadplex, firstly, is important because it has really high protein content. So ectomorph body usually needs the kind of exercise that use weight bearing. So weightlifting is suitable for this body type because it helps you to build more muscles, and quadplex is to be taken before and after the exercise together with the BioC for muscle recovery. And LC-SNAP is a good product for adding the high energy, high protein snacks, and while also helping the body to recover the muscles and make more muscle tissues. Meal replacements or meal supplements. The LC base and LC accents contains good amount of proteins and also balanced amount of other nutrients. So this is particularly important for people with ectomorph body type to focus on their protein content in their diet every day. What about the mesomorph? Because mesomorph is already a nice built type of body, of course, need a good amount of mass, muscle mass, and also some percentage of fat. The mesomorph body type usually have high metabolism, so they can effectively use energy to build muscle and for their activities. With this mesomorph body type, usually need to control the fat intake. Although the fat will be able to be used as an energy source in very short time and effectively, of course, it is suggested to have the low-fat product or the non-fat one. You can take milk, like if it's not cow's milk, then can have the substitute from the plant-based milk, of course. Whole grains, and the type of protein is quite specific. This is only the lean protein, means there is no fat. with the ectomorph previously, you can take sirloin steak, for example, but with this, choose any meat without any fat visible. Of course, the vegetables and fruits are in one set for the diet every day. With mesomorph body type, if you don't need to build more muscles, then it is good to maintain the amount of muscles. While you have your party, while you eat so much, don't forget to take BioSlife C before every meal in your party. And daily do some exercise. Take Unimatic Fuel or BioSlife E and Cardio Essentials in the morning or before your exercise to help you with more energy, more power during your exercise. And maybe you can also change or replace one meal daily with LC base, because LC base has relatively low calorie, but the good protein can help to maintain the muscle tissues. So this is the products that are good for the mesomorph body type. Take BioSlife C each time you have any meals. Let's say you have a dinner party or lunch with LC base. So in the morning, if you have a regular meal, take BioSlife C, lunch with LC base, and another BioSlife C in the evening when you have your party. Next, for the endomorph body type. So remember, the endomorph people usually quite chubby. They have more fat in the body and less definition of muscle. And for ladies, or probably some men too, will have a pear-shaped type of body. Endomorph have lower metabolism, and that therefore it is easy to store fat in the body. And it is not good to have lots of sugar in your diet. And fat also not suggested to be taken. So when you take protein, the diet must consist of high protein diet, but specifically the lean protein. And of course, it is good to have a low carbohydrate diet. Limit the intake of the grains and any food that made from wheat or any food that are processed, such as bread, cookies, noodles, pasta, and what else? Many pastries, anything that is processed. The whole grain is best for the endomorph body type as a good source of carbohydrate. Or if you don't eat any grains or don't take rice, you can also replace the carbohydrate source with vegetables, because vegetables and fruits also contain some carbohydrates. Another thing for endomorph, it's really important, is to take more greens. Greens means all the vegetables. There are no limits with the vegetables intakes for the endomorph. So when you are hungry or you think that you want something, you want a good snack, you can take snacks made with high protein content, or you can have more vegetables, any plant-based food. And yeah, green tea is a good fat burner, so you can take them. Of course, not the latte one. Green tea latte is really sweet. It has more fat and sugar in it than the good benefits from it. So it's better to have a pure green tea. The products that you can take for burning more fat for the endomorph body type is Unicity Matcha. Matcha contains a good amount of green tea that helps you burn fat even when you sleep. So there are two types, the morning one and the evening one. Take both matcha every day. Power burn helps, especially increase the fat burning when you do exercise. So before the exercise, take power burn. And you can also have actually some quadplex or LC before the exercise. In order to control the total caloric amount, if you have more parties, maybe there are lunch party and dinner party, so try to replace your meal, one-time meal, with the LC. You can take LC vanilla or any kinds of LC, like LC base or LC acid. It's still good. Just try to take one meal replacement because it is more caloric control. When we have party, we don't usually control our meals intake, right? So we don't know how much calorie we eat. And before every meal, take BIOS Life S. It helps with controlling the total blood sugar, the total fat that coming into our body. So while we burn more, and don't forget to always exercise with endomorph body type. The type of exercise that is suitable is usually the functional type. So like you can do HIIT, high intensity training, or doing some cardio is also good. And the functional types helps not only with burning the fat, but helps with building the muscles too. So exercise and diet is also slightly different for different body types. Another suggestion, when you have packed meal or you have the packed food, read from the packaging, read the food labels. At the back of the packaging, there is usually the nutrition information. Look at the serving size. Look at the serving per package. Let's say you have chips, and if you have a bag of chips, it doesn't mean that one bag is your one serve size because it's a big size bag. So usually that one bag have 3 servings per package. And the bag, let's say, is 70 grams. Mean if the serving size is 30 grams, means you need to eat it only half a bag. And like I said, limit the intake of food and beverages that are high in sugar, also high in fat. So limiting means you take it only occasionally, only when you have special occasion. It's not everyday food. So good snacks or good packaged food usually have some limitations, like say for the total fat amount, it is not more than 10% or 10 grams per 100 grams of products. And the saturated fat is less than around 3%. Saturated fat is mostly found in fried products, in products that use butter or lard or oils. It is found in, let's say, cookies packaging, biscuits. So you can look at the amount of the saturated fat. And look at the amount of sugars. An ideal snacks usually doesn't have so much sugar in it. So about 15% means 15 grams of sugar is maximum per 100 grams of product. And how about other things? Oh, another thing to look is the sodium or the salt content. Salt content is really low, usually not more than 400 milligrams per 100 grams product. So it's really, really small amount. For people with hypertension especially, avoid any product that contains salt or sodium. When you buy, for example, a jam, look at the supermarket, go to the supermarket and then look at the jam container, the nutrition information at the back. You will see ingredients. Ingredients is also important. The first ingredients they mention will be the most ingredient in that packaging. Let's say there are different types of jam, different brands of jams. And then when you compare different brands of jams, they will have different percentage of fruits in it, different percentage of sugar added into it. Some products may have 50% blueberry, and the other product may have lower, probably only 30% blueberry, and the rest are sugar or water, or maybe some pectin or agar. So find more that has more natural ingredient. Let's say if you need to buy a blueberry or strawberry jam, look for the amount of fruit that is higher. Also need to limit this food, so you need to be aware of the hidden names in the products. These products can also say they are organic or they are natural, but how organic or how natural? There are different names. Organic or natural doesn't mean that they don't contain fat, they don't contain sugar and salt. Of course, they still have. So different names contain different, have similar thing. Let's say for fat, products with fat usually have ingredients like butter, milk solids, shortening is very common. Milk powder, it could be full cream or skim, still have some fat in it, although it's skim. Lard is really high in saturated fat. Ghee is 99%, I guess, saturated fat. Products with some kofa and coconut. So there are different types of fats. Which one is healthy, which one is not? We need to be more aware of it. The artificial ones like shortening and then the lard and ghee, they are not really good kind of fat. So we need to avoid the product that contain these three. And the rest, like hydrogenated oils, it's commonly used in some products. And the natural ones are like butter, and then milk solids or milk powder, oil, coconut, and coconut oil. They are still the natural products. So it is okay to be in the products. How about some sugar? Yeah. Sugar are used as sweetener, of course, and some products also contain some artificial sweetener if it's a low calorie or calorie controlled product. It is okay to have some sugar, but look at the different names and the amount that is added into the products. So honey is still sugar. Fructose, glucose, dextrose, although they have chemical names, it is not necessarily chemicals. They can be found naturally, but still it is a sugar. And salt. These products contains what called as sodium. It is especially important for people with hypertension to pay attention to the sodium content. The sodium can be found from different products, such as baking powder. So when you have bread or cookies or brownies, any baked goods usually contain baking powder. Some salt, glutamate or MSG also contain sodium. And the others are the trendy ones, Himalayan salt and yeast extract. Usually people would use these two because they think that it is more natural, and yeast extract is not as harmful as the MSG, but it is actually the same amount of sodium that you can get from these products if you use yeast extract as the food additive into your cooking. So it is fine, but not too much because it is also high in sodium. And now I have a question probably, but I'm not sure how to do a poll here. So I just answer this. What do you think is the best way to cook? Eating fresh fruits and vegetables, of course, it is good. But when it comes to cooking your meals, the first best way to cook is to steam them, because steam doesn't require any addition of oils and it doesn't take much of the oils that go straight into the food. Next is to boil. Boiling is good, but if you boil, let's say, vegetables, usually some of the nutrients will be diluted into the boiling water, and we don't drink the boiling water, so we will lose some of the nutrients. While steaming, maybe we'll lose some of the nutrients, but we will keep most of it. Making it into soup is also a good thing, but a clear soup. I know that there are cream soup, or in Asia, we have soup made with coconut milk, the curry ones. So clear soup is good and better, of course, than the creamy ones. And then grill or roast is also good. Stir fry, but with little oil. Little here means only a few teaspoons. I would usually use only 2 teaspoons to stir fry, so not much oil in it. Of course, we use the good oils for stir frying, such as the canola or sunflower or the olive oil for stir frying. Oil is also good for stir frying vegetable because it can dilute some of the fat-soluble vitamins and minerals. So when we eat them, it is easier to digest because they already pre-diluted with the healthy oils. And the least favorable way to cook is to deep fry. Unfortunately, we love deep fried food. So we can use deep fry occasionally, not every day. And make sure that you fry with new oil, because the new oil is usually not the saturated oil. The more and more you use the oil for deep frying, usually the more saturated it is. So when you use things for deep fry, use only maximum twice to avoid the high number of saturated fats in your food. Other suggestion, and this is also a general guideline, is to regularly do physical exercise. The type of exercise for different body types is also different. So it is best to use to do the exercise that is similar or that is suitable for your body type. For example, the ectomorph would be more suitable to do the weightlifting, and the mesomorph can do partly cardio, partly weightlifting, while the endomorph can do some functional training and also some cardio. Don't forget, after the party finished, go check up. So you need to have a regular medical checkup too, measuring your blood pressure and blood level of cholesterol, LDL, HDL, that's the common one, like triglyceride, the glucose amount, the AST and LT, to see the liver function is working properly, and some creatinine. Or with ladies, there are additional tests. You can do a pap smear or mammography, and for gentlemen, you can do a prostate check. So it is suggested to have medical checkup at least once a year. In order to have good metabolism, to use the food more efficiently to convert them into energy, of course, you need also some time to rest. And it is important for sleeping. Like you see, sleep brings so many benefits. It helps with hormone level, for heart health, maintain the healthy balance of hormones that responsible for hunger and fulfilling. Do you notice that when you sleep very late, you will become hungry? And then people with diabetes, it helps to improve the insulin sensitivity. So the pancreas will work better, the insulin works better, and increase the ability of mental health too. Don't forget, when you have your diet as recommended, always take the proper supplement, the one that is most suitable for you. And yes, so I think that's it for today. It's pretty short, I guess. And if you have any questions, you can write down your questions.
Yes, everyone, please send any questions you have in now. Whenever we finish up a little earlier, it's great to take advantage of this time to learn from Winda. And so if you have questions, especially relevant to what she's discussed today, now is a great time to ask those.
Well, if there is no question, I think it's okay, because you can always send me your email. Okay, so for muscle building, the type of ectomorph, in general, we need only 1 gram of protein per kilogram body weight. Let's say you are 50 kilograms, then you need 50 grams of total protein from the to be taken daily. While you are doing exercise, probably the amount of protein will be 1.5, so about 75 or maximum to 100 grams of protein per day. So this protein is different with the total gram of the meat that you eat. Let's say you need 100 grams of protein. So let's say the amount of protein you eat is 70 grams a day. So it doesn't mean that you need to weigh 70 grams of beef in before you cook and then you cook it, because 70 grams protein means the pure protein. And if you look at the quadplex or LC base, they have around 20 something protein. So that's the pure protein that we need. Means that we need 3 serve of quadplex to be able to meet the requirement of 70 grams of protein. Can we take LC base warm? Yeah, sure. There is. I think it's okay to take LC base warm, but I haven't tried, and I just thinking. I'm curious myself. What would it taste if I take it warm? Because I usually take them with ice, and it's more refreshing. And I will add some other ingredients like the raw cocoa powder when I want some different flavor, like a bit chocolatey. And is chlorospirulina is good source of protein? Yes, if you are a vegetarian or you are vegan, chlorospirulina provides good amount of protein, although not as much as the products like the LC-Asen or the Magna or the SNAP. Yeah, on the LC family, but chlorospirulina is a good addition to your diet. So when you don't have enough protein from the animal source, then you can add with chlorospirulina. You can take up to 6 caps a day.
All right. Thank you very much, Winda. Thank you, everyone, for the questions you asked. Thank you for those answers. And thank you, everyone, and again, for tuning in. This is a topic that might not seem as critical as many, but it's very, very important that we have ways to both be healthy and enjoy life. And so Winda has really helped us have the knowledge that we can navigate that balance, be able to enjoy these holidays, be able to have fun, eat delicious food, but still take care of this very precious body that we live in. And we'll be excited to hear from Claudia next week, and then finish up this year with the duo, our power duo of Claudia and Winda in 2 weeks from now. So we'll be excited about those, but thank you everyone for tuning in today, and we hope to see you again next week.